Hello everybody. I have a run today where I wanted to try and get the most sell value on a single unit that I could in one arena run. I don't exactly remember where I got this idea from. I think it was from Freets doing shenanigans with ghost teams. Um, and I think talking about something how like if you have ghost teams, you could theoretically get an infinite sell value. And so I thought, like, what kind of sell value of a unit could I get up to, theoretically, if I didn't use ghost teams and just tried to play out essentially a normal arena run? The problem is, annoyingly, this game has a maximum sell value for pets of 33, which is 30 from the gold cap and 3 extra from the pet being a level 3. Which is really annoying because already at 33 gold, you can never sell that unit and get all of the gold out of it. So, I mean, at that point, my thoughts are just, you may as well have the sell value go as high as possible if the gold cap is still 30 anyway. Just so that people can see how high they can get the big number. Because generally people like to do that. But, here we are. So to circumvent this, I'm gonna just have a graphic on screen that shows the actual sell value of this frog that we're gonna be keeping for the whole game. I'll just have it in one of the corners somewhere. I'll decide in editing. But yeah, because of that, I won't actually really know what the sell value is until I edit the video. So you'll probably see it in the title of what number I got up to, but I don't know as I'm doing the commentary for this. I just know that it was pretty high number because I got a decent setup for it. I know it can be pushed a lot further, but I mean, I already put quite a lot of time into trying this challenge, and frankly, I don't know. I'm just not that interested in trying to min max the challenge and just like push as much as I can for I don't know the best possible run. Like this run didn't even win. You're very you would be very surprised as to how difficult it is to do this and also win runs. Also, that elephant made us draw the fight, by the way. That was kind of funny. But, like, it is very difficult to get a run like this going. Especially in the customs pool where a lot of people just run really try-hard teams. Because you have to spend a lot of your gold keeping a cell unit on board, which isn't really that good because it doesn't have an ability. Um, and like the best ability you can really give it is like a seaweed, but I didn't think that late game that was like good enough to be worth it. So you have to keep the cell value unit on board. You also have to keep an elk on board, which effectively does nothing, and you also have to keep some other unit on board to try and like either be able to repeatedly kill the elk or something like a seagull to be able to repeatedly resummon the elk. Or even like a tiger to copy the elk's ability, or something like that, ideally. And then at that point you have like room for 2 scalers, pretty much. And then like you have nothing with abilities whatsoever. Um, I know in the multiple runs I've tried for this, I've tried 2 different methods. I tried using Seagull with Mantis to repeatedly kill it and resummon it once. And then that was just a level 1 Seagull. And then I've also, in this run, I just had the Seagull, had it at level 2, and focused more on leveling up my scaling, leveling up the elk, to try and get more sell value that way. And this is the way that ended up going better. But yeah, this challenge is weird. I was really hoping that it would be more interesting. But like a lot of it is just kind of, oh, did you get a good enough amount of scaling and also not face teams with abilities that completely kill you? Anyway. We take Farmer Dog here because in a lot of my other runs for this, I would have Farmer Cat as my scaling. Which is like, it's good scaling with waffles, but it requires you to spend a lot of gold on waffles. So when I got the early Farmer Dog, I thought I'll just have that as my scaling for now, while I look for levels. I take the Oyster here. I keep it on board, which, like, it looks a little bit weird because we're losing out on potential gold from the Elk, because the Elk will hit here, which, you know me, of course it does. But honestly, this is fine just to, like, take gold into turn 11 and survive longer. Like, I think if I didn't have this extra gold from Oyster for this turn, I would be able to do a lot less. Just cycle some Zebras, cycle a Crow. We don't really care about the triggers on Seagull. Like, all it would affect in battle is the 1/1 Elk getting Melon. Which isn't particularly important for anything. We have a level 2 Farmer Dog now. We're basically just looking for Chimpanzee. And we will find basically all of the scaling we'll have for the game. Also, Elk hitting Zebra twice, because of course it does. But again, it really isn't that bad. It's like, because we're never selling this unit, the Elk isn't actually any gold generation unless we keep sell pets on board like that. So it's fine for the most part. So at this point, I'm just going for level 2 Chimpanzee to basically solve my scaling, and then all I really need from there is level 3 Elk and level 3 Seagull if I have time to find it. Barely draw against this team, which is nice, and I just immediately chocolate the Chimpanzee. We find level 2 very quick, and I decide to skip Lasagna in favor of just looking for the 1-up on Seagull, because I guess I should mention that's a thing we still need, really. Face an Eagle Owl team, and yeah, you see the Melon doesn't, like, do anything at all. We keep rolling for 1-up, and at this point I'm not really looking for anything else other than, like, Elks and maybe Seagulls, so I just freeze all of these Elks in the pet shop. Take Cornucopia to look for 1-up. Don't find it, so I press out the Farmer Dog because it can't scale itself. Farmer Dog gives corn cobs. We get massive amounts of scaling because these pets are a bit overtuned or something. We actually lose to this team with almost a 50-50 behemoth and a couple of big sharks. But we're okay for now. We just keep rolling. I don't even take the chocolate because I want to look for mushroom first. And I take Lasagna for now. Because my thinking is, at this point, going for level 3 Seagull is kind of a pipe dream. After I get level 3 Elk, I'm just going to buy foods. I'm just going to buy whatever foods I can to get some extra stats. Another close draw against this team. The Chimpanzee and Farmer Dog are getting pretty small now. We get level 3 Elk. Farmer Dog does normal Farmer Dog things, and everything's almost at 50-50 now. Annoyingly, this guy has Toad, which means we lose all of our Seagull Mushroom triggers. But it's not that bad. We still get 9 gold from the one trigger of Elk, and we have at least one more fight to get some extra value from leveling the Elk. Just throw a couple of foods onto the Farmer Dog. And we have 3 50-50s, one with Melon, but because we're not really copying anything with a good ability with Seagull, and because this guy has Coconut, and also a level 3 Coconut Crab, yeah, we're not even close. But, I mean, you'll see what the graphic is at with how much cell value we have now. I would call that a success, especially after the amount that I grinded just to get this run even. It was quite a lot. I'm sure better players could probably get a better cell value, but I mean, if you want to go for this challenge, keep in mind that you will also have to like manually track the cell value like I did, which is kind of a pain. But I mean, if you're gonna go for it, I'm not gonna stop you. Anyway, that's about it. Have a wonderful day.